So some really big news dropped today for XRP and for crypto, and Ripple put out a press release, but I feel as if not a lot of people actually really fully understand what this means. And quite frankly, it took me a little while too, and I put together kind of my thoughts here and wanted to consolidate some information to give you guys a really nice, concise video that really highlights what this big news event means for Ripple, for XRP. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you guys exactly what the article says in a simplified way. And we're talking about the Ripple and Securitize news that came down today. So I'll give you guys what it means in a simplified way. I'm also going to talk about why this matters for XRP, for crypto, for investors, some of the risks that we have to look out for, and what this could mean specifically as someone who owns XRP. All right, and what we're looking for as an investor. All right, so if you like the sounds of that, hit the like button down below. Drop an X in the chat so I know you guys are here. And let me know if you're brand new to the channel. And right now, subscribe down there if you haven't already. We're seeing a lot of new people come to this channel, and I thank you guys so much. Try to do my best each and every day to put out tons of content for you guys, and you guys can sift through and find the ones you like. So let's jump into it. And I'll start over on the actual article itself, but we won't, go through this all, with the jargon, right? Because I want to break this down for you guys in an easy way. But it says Ripple and Securitize enable RLUSD smart contract functionality for BlackRock's BITL and VanEck V-Bill tokenized funds. So what does this really mean? What does this actually mean for us as investors? We'll get into that. But what the article actually highlights is a new functionality. And Ripple and Securitize are enabling a new smart contract that lets people who hold shares in certain tokenized funds automatically exchange those shares for Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD. Now, before you freak out and say, oh, this is about the stablecoin and not XRP, no. I'm going to tell you in this video later on why this is very relevant for XRP. But just stay with me here. So what does a tokenized fund actually mean? These are basically traditional financial funds, but their shares are represented as tokens on the blockchain. So it mirrors what a share would be in traditional stock market terminology. So instead of paper shares or balances in a bank or brokerage, the fund shares exist as digital tokens. And this is what, is happening right now in the tokenization of securities. Ondo's doing it. Ripple's partner with Ondo. Talked about Ondo in my last video. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. But the smart contract here enables investors to get access to those tokenized funds and then convert or trade their fund shares on chain into stablecoin RLUSD. So you can basically move between real world asset exposure and stablecoin exposure seamlessly without needing any intermediary or middleman. So RLUSD is described as built for institutional use, meant to satisfy regulators with reserve backing. The integration is being done under high compliance standards. Ripple mentions that they have their NYDFS charter, which is huge and not easy to get. But this is a huge step, and it's going to build way more use cases for RLUSD and XRP. It's going to enhance utility of tokenized assets as a whole because now you can automatically settle or redeem into stablecoins without delay. But why does this matter for XRP? Like, what's in it for XRP here? And a lot of it has to do with the ecosystem of XRPL. But I wanted to highlight this and give you guys exactly, my thoughts on this. And again, there's a lot in here that's kind of, jargon, right? So let me highlight this, and I'll tell you exactly why this is, in my opinion, going to increase adoption and legitimacy for XRP and crypto at large. So when well-known TradFi entities like BlackRock and VanEck interact with crypto, and they want to basically do it in a regulated and secure fashion. And stablecoins are useful for this, right? But RLUSD is part of Ripple's broader stack. Ripple's stablecoin plus the XRP ledger, and more use of RLUSD could mean more activity on the XRPL, on the XRP ledger. And that's where XRP comes into play and why XRP is set to benefit here as well. Because as an XRP investor, we want to see the XRPL rather, grow in use cases. So it says here, Ripple Solutions leverage the XRP ledger and the digital asset XRP and the stablecoin Ripple USD to power blockchain use cases at scale. So these are all working in concert with one another. Okay, so as the usage of RLUSD expands, demand for the infrastructure, which is XRPL, will increase, which could then help XRP. Okay, now XRP's price does depend on many factors, a lot of it outside of what's going on here, right? Just based on, growing sentiment in the markets. Now crypto is so beholden to what's going on in the macro, but XRP is still set to benefit here in a big way. And what I want to just kind of finish this video is basically telling you the differences between RLUSD and XRP and how they work together, okay? Because I think there's a lot of mix-up here when it comes to this. And so when we see these big news stories, a lot of people jump ship and they're like, oh, this is not about XRP. No, it is. XRP is the native digital asset, guys, on the XRPL. It's not pegged to the dollar. Its price moves freely on the market like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it is the bridge asset still for payments and liquidity. It still is going to allow for fast, broad cross-border transactions and transfers. And it still can connect currencies. XRP is also deflationary. It's got a fixed supply, 100 billion max. So RLUSD is the cash layer for predictable settlements. XRP is dynamic in that it's a liquidity bridge that connects RLUSD to other assets and currencies. So more use of RLUSD, more transactions on the XRPL, more transactions equals more liquidity demand. This can increase the use of XRP as the bridge currency. They don't compete, they reinforce each other. All right, so that's the bottom line. That's kind of the big difference here and the big takeaway that I wanted to kind of, initiate here for everybody. All right, so that's the breakdown of this big top story, and we'll continue to give you guys some great content here. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed. If you got some value here, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.